So, guys, yeah, part two. I'll just go again. So, this is the second part. Thank you so much, Claire, and thank you so much, Ray, for what you shared. Really beautiful. Um, welcome to the second part of the Finding the Meitheal podcast with your host, Charlie Ryder and Ray Power. Again, for those, just I'll remind a second time for those, the word Meitheal is a beautiful Irish word which is all about communal spirit, something myself and Ray are going to share through this podcast. And welcome back, Claire, for this second part. Um, and just before we get into, because we'd really love for you to talk about this podcast that this app that you've created. See, I love a bit of imperfection. We just little moment there of the podcast that you've been creating. Again, I'm going to come back to this. Leave your front door and your back door open. Let thoughts come and go. Just don't serve them tea. So, keeping on that theme around that, there's a really beautiful one of my favorite poems is called Negative Thoughts by Murray Lachlan Young. So again, I thought we'd open with this. Negative Thoughts by Murray Lachlan Young. Negative thoughts, oh, they come and they go. And sometimes they come a lot more than they go. For thoughts create feelings and feelings then feel. And that's why it's easy to feel that they're real. Because when they arrive, they suggest they're you. And you should do just what they say you should do. Then slowly, the negative thoughts can begin to widen that door and let themselves in. Then do what they like and say what they please to stifle your life with their negative squeeze. So why not breathe out and say no to the voice and say, I'm worth more, much, much more than all that, and that negative voices are uncool and old hats. And get used to calling the negative out, and slowly it turns from a scream to a shout, to a murmur, to a whisper. And then, best of all, the voice will one day become nothing at all, unless it speaks nicely and says, let's have fun, or suggests quite warm heartedly what might be done. For why would you possibly talk to yourself in a way that you'd not talk to anyone else? So why not decide it's time to get free and stand up to the deeply uncool voice of negativity?
Wow.
So thanks to Murray
Beautiful,
Lachlan
Charlie.
Young for that poem. Um, so yeah, so yeah, Dre, do you want to say something about just an introduction thing about the app, and then Claire, if you'd like to say something about the work you've been doing with the app, and
Yeah, so over the last couple of months, I've been back and forth with Claire about an app that she's after setting up to help people with their mental health and maybe addiction, and even people coming out of prison would benefit from this. I'm a huge supporter of the app, and I think it's going to serve a lot of people very well. And Claire is very, very passionate about it, and she's after putting an awful lot of work into it. And I let her explain to our viewers what that app is about. Um, and I just like to take this moment as well to congratulate her on it, because she's after putting a lot of time into this app to get it up and going, and it's going to save lives. So I hand it over to you, Claire, and maybe you can just tell our viewers about your amazing app. Thank you.
Yeah, I will. Thank you, Ray. So this is the
Oh,
logo. I will share links. Charlie, you're okay to put the links in with them.
of
Put the
course, please,
website and we can
yeah,
put my
yeah,
social media platform
yeah,
and
more than
stuff on
happy
it.
to do that, definitely, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. So the whole Dawn app, built from real life, real life experience and real people. Kind of originally had started with suicide as the main piece that I wanted to hit, but with suicide, mental health is possibly the main reason addiction happens, because if we don't have a healthy mind, our mind causes us to take actions on things that we wouldn't do if our mind was healthy. So the app is a self-help, mental health, and addiction app. We meet you exactly where you are with compassion, understanding, and judgment.
Yeah.
We do not come in and say, well, you should be here, you should be there. That's the woulda, shoulda, couldas is the reason why we get stuck in cycles, the reason why suffering carries through. So yeah, it's going to be incredible. So the addiction section, we have that it's like we meet you in active addiction. We meet you in the beginning of the recovery, because that's a very important piece, because one day you're absolutely nailing it, you're really good. And the next day you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. So then we meet you in the pulse of the relapse, which I think is a very important piece, because even though you're in recovery or you're living, whichever you kind of identify yourself with, because some people are still in recovery and it could be years down the road, and some people are living. So it all depends. And that's your choice, it's your life. So we meet you in the pulse of the relapse, because it can happen. If you have a life event that happens, the first thing you know, what is going to help you in that moment? What is your medicine for your pain? What has been the medicine for your pain? So we meet you there. We meet you in the relapse. Also, then we meet you in support and connection, forgiveness for self, forgiveness for others. And then we have a section for family members and friends who has been affected by addiction and what it has caused. So each one of these parts, I believe, will give understanding. And if not for the person who is in active addiction, but what about the loved ones who think that they're just being selfish? Now, I personally was affected in a relationship with active addiction. And to be honest with you, I did not like that person. And yes, I did call him names. He hurted me very badly, and that was okay. But it's much deeper than the person you meet. It's much deeper than this. It's on a deeper level. And that's what keeps us even in the cycles, because we see beyond what you're being shown, you know? So then we have the mental health section. The mental health section is done in traffic lights. So we have the green, orange, red. So the green is for motivation. It's kind of like for coaches. So it'll be kind of like set goal setting, confidence building, that piece. Then we have the orange. The orange is for when we're kind of stuck. We're at a crossroads and we kind of don't know which path we can go. That could be literally us just coming in with a video, literally speaking directly to you, saying, there was one time I was really stuck in my life. I just sat down and I thought, well, if I wasn't thinking about going this new road, if I wasn't meant to even think about going on this new road, I wouldn't be showing this. There's your answer. What's the worst that can happen? If you stay on the road you've always been, you're going to be still in the suffering of the what ifs, the shoulda, woulda, couldas. Do you get me? So even me just sharing a little video like that opens avenues. So that's kind of in the orange section. And then the red section it's the suicide section. That is the section where we literally meet you on your knees. We want to hold you there as long as we possibly can to build you up, to bring you up to the orange with hope, with love, and just to please just hold on. What you're feeling right now is temporary. I know it feels like it's never going to end. It's so heavy, but we got you. So, and then we also have, after that, we have the section then for the family members and the friends who have lost loved ones to suicide. Now, I think it's so important and it's so beautiful that these people are going to share their story and allow their children, their brothers, their sisters, their memories to live on by helping another maybe just to hold on.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so important they get to hear their voice and their voice of their son or daughter and the life that maybe they lived before this happened, you know. So yeah, there's a place for everybody. I don't want to leave no stone unturned with this app. I have gone and created all its own music through AI.
Hmm.
with using the book that I had written, which I didn't publish yet.
Hmm.
So there's so much more planned for the app, but at the moment, that's where we're sitting for launch.
Okay.
I do hope to have a few games and stuff in it, but that'll be for the second phase, we'll say maybe from September to Christmas. And there's a few more little bits and pieces that we do hope to have in as well. So for the
Yeah.
launch, that's where we're sitting. So it's very, very exciting. It's the only one of its kind in Ireland, in Europe. I cannot find anything of its kind on the internet. Anything you see on the internet is support services. Contact this number. Now we will have a section where we can contact numbers, free numbers if possible, because unfortunately in life, a lot of people are in difficulties because they've no finances.
Mm.
Finances is one of the major problems that there is. So yeah, so the app is free to download, it's free to use. And we just want to get as much publicity as we can for it.
Yeah.
The app, the main objective of it is it's building the bridge between isolation and connection.
Yeah.
There's waiting lists out there for every service. This app, you can use it anytime, anywhere, completely free.
So you're working to have you a date of when the app will be available for people?
The app is launching on the 1st of July.
Okay.
And then we hit the road with the 32 county launch on the 2nd of July.
Okay, brilliant.
So yeah,
So,
it's very, very exciting.
so again, we can get you on again just before this within time to updates and things to see how people can get involved with the app so they can support you on those dates.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's
yeah.
going to be incredible. Absolutely. Like the app is took a lot of work to get it to where it is now, and I have an incredible tech team. They're indie serves. They've literally only launched in Ireland. I think it was last month they launched in Ireland. So they're absolutely incredible. Like there's been quite a few times they've had me in tears because what I built and handed over to them, I had showed you, Ray, the
Mhm.
templates of what I had built and the graphics and everything else. They've gotten inside my brain cells and they've just transformed it into something so much more than I had ever planned. Like my app logo, the original one, was
Mhm.
something similar to this, but what they created it to be is just like, wow. It's kind of like having a mini and then the transformer trucks comes in and they make it into a monster truck. That's kind of what it is, you know. Or they're just incredible. Like, and even with the journals as well, there's private journals inside in the app.
Mm.
So we keep the journal for about a year because I feel if we give the message across to people that if you feel something is starting to brew, if you feel you're starting going into isolation, if you feel any of these little pieces that's not your everyday format,
Mhm.
start typing into your journal. Because I feel I wanted the journal to be a re-education for ourselves. So if we can prevent something, we prevent treatment, we're re-educating ourselves. Like if
Mm.
you feel that the pulse is coming on and it's heavy and you want to relapse, if you write into your journal how you're feeling in them moments, that will prevent, please God, it will prevent you from actually relapse the next time round
Mm.
because you're aware of what actually was going on in them moments.
Yeah.
So it's prevention instead of treatment.
Mhm.
And it's all about, it's kind of for yourself, like everything in this. We can do anything you want us to do to help you, to support you, but we have to save ourselves. That is the sad truth of it. I got to a point where I was just like, someone please save me. I am just too tired. But the fact is, someone can come in and we can save you, but you have to do the work in here.
Mm.
Do you know? So that's why I kind of wanted to build the app in every aspect. I have a nutritionist involved as well. I have a fitness instructor involved as well in the app. So we're going to heal you, allow you to support yourself to heal you from the inside out with the nutrition, with supplements and stuff. Fitness instructor will give you a couple of minute videos on how you raise your vibration, change your energy in that low energy state to a high energy state. So it's kind of like there's pieces for everything.
Mm.
Do you know? So we meet. I'm trying that. I literally have everything covered. That's just like a baseline, but I feel it's going to be so much more. So much more. Like for the launch, there is a huge amount in it. And yeah, it's just going to get bigger.
Beautiful, well done.
Wow.
You've done your gardening, you've sowed the seeds and it's growing. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's amazing to hear, and well done to you for taking all of your lived experiences and producing something so beautiful. So as I say, it's something that as you go on, we'll as we develop this podcast, get you on to share parts within to how where people can get involved. But I guess for now, even if people could follow your Facebook, or if that's what
yeah,
you'd like, if that so that they can on no particular date, if people can get involved in that. But as I say, we'll definitely be doing more of these with you on talking about it. So quickly want to jump on to the next thing. You're doing something incredible for someone who had a serious accident. So do you want to say something about that so we can get a bit of
yes.
promotion for that
So
as well, if that's all right?
I decided that we were doing a GoFundMe for a really good friend of mine. He was actually one of them. There was two boys doing the leading bikers for the 32 counties, and one of them was called Mark. He was out cutting a tree one day, and a tree fell on him and smashed his pelvis. Which he is in recovery at the moment. He started his physio and stuff like that. He's back. He's on crutches now, which is an absolute miracle that he's even on the crutches, considering where he came from. Like it wasn't looking good the hours afterwards. So we were thinking of ways of it's okay to set up a GoFundMe, but I think sometimes people like to see you doing something physical for the it's kind of like I don't know if it's well God, they're doing that, we'll support that kind of thing. So I went and I rang Alan and I said to him, do you know what, Alan, I was thinking of doing a skydive for my birthday this year because it's a special one. Maybe we'll do it for Mark, and now you're talking, he says. Now you're talking, that's what we'll do. And I was like, what did I just do? What did I just do? So yeah, I'd stand on a ladder and my legs would shake. I'm terrified of heights. But is it really the heights? Because when you're up so far, the view is beautiful. Is it the
Mm,
fall? We're always afraid of the fall. And it's
mm.
always the next fall. Is it going to be harder than the one before? So yeah, so look, I don't know how the view is going to be at 13,000 feet off the ground. I'm trying to talk myself around into, it's actually not going to be as bad, Claire. But yeah, I'm very excited. And we're going to do a full convoy up to it. Maybe hoping we'll have the most of the core team crew of the journey of the launching of the app and stuff. And we're going to head for Offaly on the 23rd of May. So I think it's that Saturday week, but today, 2 weeks, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think it is. So yeah. But I'm looking forward to it because you know what? It's actually nice to
yeah,
do
it's
something that I kind of get away from the app because I do need that recharging because like I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to bed 1 o'clock at night. Like even making the music, you go from having to put the words into it to creating the style of the music to creating an image to go with the music.
Uh-huh.
It's just so much. But I am just perfectly imperfect, but I want everything perfect. And that's a serious combination. But yeah, look, it's all good. So I am looking for the skydive is going to be amazing. Like, yeah,
yeah. So if you're
yeah,
watching this, even if it's just a few quid, a few euro, whatever it is, show a bit of support because I think it's for a great cause within what you're doing, and it's
yeah,
brave of you and courageous of you to step into
yeah,
that. So,
yeah,
so that's brilliant. Um, I wanted to quickly as well. I just thought I'd share this because there might be people listening who do need that support that you're talking about, and I'm part of a community called Better Together that provide online support and that doesn't cost anything. And so I thought I'd just share this about Better Together in case people did need some. They can reach out. They have meetings every day, and so this is a piece about Better Together. Better Together is a free peer-led recovery community offering daily online support and connection. They are here for anyone seeking wellness through connection, whether your lived experiences in substance use, mental health struggles, or navigating life challenges. BT offer a confidential space focused on accessible recovery as they believe that the most effective support happens through mutual respect and understanding not with hierarchy or expert advice. Joining daily peer-led groups, one-to-one support, and in-person gatherings. There are multiple ways to connect and feel supported as a member of Better Together. So if you want to get involved with Better Together, it's bettertogether.ie. And as I say, I'm part of that community and it's beautiful souls that are on there. And so if you're struggling right now, it's free. Have a look at that. Have a listen to some of the podcasts that the guys do on there. And it feels in the same spirit of within what you're doing there, Claire,
Yes.
and the peer-led support and supporting each other, that word again, the Meitheal, that Irish word of that connection, that spirit and stuff. And so I'm also, because we're okay for time and I like singing, so I'm going to sing a song called Love and Healing, which is, yeah, just from the heart. So this is the song that goes, when I sing this song, I get this feeling I'm on fire, I'm on fire with a love and healing, with a love and healing. Dancing with the trees, I feel so at ease. When I'm dancing with the trees, I feel so at ease. When I'm swimming in the seas, I feel so at ease. When we're shooting the breeze, your deep listening puts me at ease. When we're shooting the breeze, your deep listening puts me at ease. When I sing this song, I get this feeling. I'm on fire, I'm on fire. With a love and healing. With a love and healing. With a love and healing. With love and healing. So,
Wow,
Charlie,
amazing.
you have a voice of an angel, Charlie.
thanks, Ray. um,
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, so I
brilliant.
just thought I'd sing that because it's quite nice to kind of have a bit of yeah. Oh, there was one other one as well because there's one that's by an American guy called Robert Rivets and it's laughter. You can see it goes ho 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 ha ha he. Everybody singing the laughing song. Ho ho ha ha he he. Ho ho ha ha he he. Very good, yay. We love to sing, dance, laugh, and play. We love to sing, dance, laugh, and play. We love to sing, dance, laugh, and play.
That is brilliant.
Charlie,
That's
I can't wait for
brilliant.
the album. I can't wait for the album.
Yeah.
And make sure you don't forget us when you're famous. Remember,
Yeah.
Or I'm
remember.
probably more likely to be infamous.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to jump in. Talking about the app. I know Claire has put so much work into this, and it's going to save a lot of lives. In my time with my own mental health and addiction and stuff, I started reaching out, and I was lucky enough. I had people reaching back, and I do a lot of talking about this. Is that we're asking people to reach out, and people are reaching out, but we must reach back. And I know this app, Hold On and Claire, are going to be reaching back, and Better Together that you mentioned. Also, I had a lot of good stuff come from them, and see the amazing work they're doing. There's certainly groups that are reaching back. So, two vital, tools to have in your toolbox if you're struggling with your mental health and maybe addiction. Hold On app and Better Together. So I'd love to just congratulate both of you for putting in a huge amount of work to support, the people that are struggling, because we know what that feels like. And when we come together and share our stories, and as you said earlier on, it can be healing for people, and it's not always easy sharing our story, but it's worth sharing our story, even if it just saves one life.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Thank
thank
you.
you, Ray, because the heroes don't wear the capes in real life.
Yeah.
And the heroes
Yeah.
are the Rays of the world, are the Charlies of the world, are
Mm,
the real people who has come from the storm and are
Yeah.
trying to lessen other people's pains and stuff. Like, and I think it's just so important that you're thanked also, Ray, because you do incredible work.
Mm.
Incredible work.
Yeah. I think that's the thing is that you've been a real light, Ray, for others. And now it's like, now the light is coming together with different other lights. It becomes more
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. I've lived it. I've had a hectic life, when my mental health first started getting affected back in 2010, Claire was talking about this. It leads on to other things, that led on to an addiction, trying to numb that pain of the mental health. Because a man, I just didn't understand what was going on in my life, and I couldn't speak about it. I didn't know how to. I didn't have the tools to do that.
Mm.
Um, then through bad choices, then into prison, and I'm very thankful for my journey as well, because it's taught me an awful lot of stuff. And I feel for people. I'm lucky enough I came out of this. I feel people's pain, and behind all of that chaos that anyone's going through in life, there's a beautiful heart. There's a beautiful heart in that person when you get rid of all that,
Mm.
that mess going through. And
Yeah.
like us three are a perfect example of that. We've all went on a journey in our life, and at the end of it, when we came out of it, our heart is as big as our head, and we know what it's
Yeah.
like to suffer, and we don't want anyone else to feel like that. It's a beautiful thing. It's by helping and supporting people, hopefully we can create another Claire and another Charlie and another Ray, um, to share our lived experience and to show people that there is a way out of this, and you can't turn your life around.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think it's that thing of also uplifting and encouraging people. I think too
Yeah.
often we're living in a world where people are just about themselves. And I
Yes.
think that sense of when we can uplift and we can encourage people and they can fulfill their potential and see and be happy for people that have come through difficult things so that they can
Yeah.
live their best life, the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
If we can make the impossible possible, so can you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are incredible.
Yeah.
But it's isn't it amazing, the power of social media, that we got together, and it's a lovely path that we're all on, and we've all came together because we chose to turn our lives around. We chose to, you know, what hurt us in our life, bring it out into the forefront to help and support other people. And that brings a community together of people all in this kind of journey together, And here we are, three people that didn't know each other a couple of years ago. And here we
Mm.
are, sharing some hard parts of our life and beautiful things that we're trying to do to help and support other people. It's an amazing movement. I know Claire has a couple of lads helping as well that are on this same journey, like Trevor from Ashbourne Paving and Jason Byrne, from Rise Above It, all good people turning their painful story into something to light the way for the others. It's incredible. It's absolutely
Yeah.
incredible.
Yes. And another young lad as well, Jake Farley, he has his own auto styling business. He is an incredible story. He's in the mental health section.
Okay.
He's definitely a young lad that has hit the floor a few times, but he has a very successful business. He never gave up. And that is the most important piece for us all. Like we didn't give up, even in the
Yeah.
darkest of moments, and even going back to that piece what I had said about my ancestors earlier, I kind of felt a bit guilty and I kind of sat on my heart. I was like, oh God, Claire, don't be saying that about your ancestors. But really and truly, they were living in survival. Weren't we all living in survival at times? We couldn't make decisions and get ourselves out of situations. So I suppose the way sometimes some words can come out isn't exactly what we mean, but
Yeah.
it is in
Yeah.
another way, if you know what I mean. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I am definitely hands up to anybody. They're the real heroes in my life that can fight their demons, that can mental health. If you can fight your mental health and help others to fight their mental health, because what happens in this moment in this time. It's only time. If we just hold on, we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. It's kind of like the winter season. Like you see that the winter depression really sets in when the evenings are dark. There's no bright evenings. Like when the sun is shining, the mood is so much better. And someone said to me the other day, Claire, I just can't get out of this mindset. And I said, but maybe you're meant to be here. Maybe this is your winter season.
Yeah.
Your harvest season's just around the corner. Maybe this is your winter season where you have to allow the leaves to drop, let the leaves fall, what needs to go. I
Yeah.
said,
Absolutely.
sometimes when we are stuck in that mentality, it's shown us that we need to do something, whether it's just to
Mhm.
actually be and stop fighting against it. You stand in the middle of an ocean and the waves are rough and they're coming at you. You try and force yourself against them waves, you're not going to get very far. If you turn
Absolutely.
around and just go with the flow until they start to settle down, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
And I think that's it too. Like sometimes we have so much expectations on ourselves that we should be further on, and this fella, he's getting so much better on in his life. He has done the work, but why am I still here? Why
Yeah.
aren't I able to express myself more? Why aren't I able to be getting these job opportunities or getting this, getting that? Fact is, it's your journey. You
Absolutely.
don't know what's going on in his life and behind closed doors. And
Mhm.
anybody who has ever suffered with mental health or has ever battled life experiences, life will never possibly be as simple as it looks like on the outside.
Absolutely.
You may perceive it to be, but remember that you have good people, good hearts around you, and everybody is only a phone call away. As we
Absolutely.
spoke about social media, or a message away,
Yeah.
you know.
That reminds me of a conversation I had with a guy a couple of weeks ago. I found hiking and getting out into nature very rewarding for me. And a guy said to me, I post stuff up with which hikes I was on. And a guy said to me, he said, I cried the other day when I looked at you up hiking. I'd love to be able to do that. You look so happy. And I had to tell him that that morning when I woke up before that hike, I wasn't feeling great. I wasn't feeling good. But that if I go out into the mountains, that would change how I'd feel. So the point that I was trying to make was that, I didn't sit there and feed how I felt that morning. I didn't say, right, I'm going to stay in bed. I'm not feeling great. I used this as an opportunity. I'm going to get up. I'm not going to feed my thoughts. I'm not going to feed how I feel. And I'm going to give my body what it likes. And that's getting out into nature. And when I got out there, then
Got
that
1 minute. We've got 1 minute left, so that's a beautiful way to finish this. So thank you for listening. Please share this. Please support
absolutely.
Claire and what she's doing at a parachute jump, and we'll be doing some more of these, and we'll have Claire updating us for before she goes into the launch and stuff. But thank you so much, Claire, for what you've shared, and thank you so much, Ray. Two beautiful beings. Just so blessed to have to know you as friends. Love you both. You're just
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you so much, guys.
And yeah, we'll get this shared on social media, and